City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.
Kia ora Rotorua, ahead in tonight's bulletin. RDC's Smart Futures project aims to help the city plan for the future. The Independent Forestry Safety Review panel will hand over their much anticipated final report to the review sponsors on Friday. And Sonny Bill Williams says he's excited about rejoining the 38-player squad named for the 2015 Investec Super Rugby season. Rotorua District Council is embarking on an ambitious project to help plan the city's future and is seeking the community's help to develop it. Called Smart Futures, the project is aimed at developing a comprehensive one-stop resource that will capture the economic, social, cultural, environmental trends, issues and gaps. RDC Senior Policy Planner Rebecca Burton says Smart Futures will provide a solid foundation for future decision making.
So basically it's a document that pretty much gives an overview of what the current state of Rotorua is and what the future state is going to be over the next 20 to 30 years. And we've based that on current trends seen through census data and also information gained from council strategies and also some of the statistics released by the ministry, some ministries like Ministry of Health, Business and the like.
And Rebecca Burton says a series of community meetings will be held to explain Smart Futures. For more information, visit rdc.govt.nz. The Independent Forestry Safety Review panel will hand over their much anticipated final report to the review sponsors in Rotorua on Friday. The handover and release of the report will be presented with speakers from the Forest Owners Association, Forest Industry Contractors Association and Farm Forestry Association, along with George Adams, Chair of the review panel. The purpose of the review is to identify the likely causes and contributing forestry factors to the high rate of serious injuries and fatalities in the New Zealand forestry sector. The review has focused on the health and safety structure and culture of the forestry sector, including reviewing health and safety education and training. It also consulted widely, including with those affected by serious injuries and fatalities in the forestry sector. The review sponsors and the panel are keen to ensure as many stakeholders as possible are aware of the release, which takes place on Friday at the Distinction Hotel starting at 11 a.m. The report release will also be streamed live on ruraltv.co.nz. Making a difference in a child's life is the driving force behind the efforts of Daryl Parker, the coordinator of the newly established Rotorua branch of Big Brothers Big Sisters. The organisation is the world's largest mentoring program, which aims to help children reach their potential through professionally supported one-on-one relationships.
We're looking for volunteer mentors, so they're just normal people in society who want to give their time to maybe some kids who some of them might not have a dad or a father figure or good male role models, or on the other side, the same for girls. So it's actually matching up, it's a simple match. The person's not there to fix or counsel or be responsible for any of that, just to build a relationship with the child, and within that relationship, as it's ongoing and long term, then all those good positive things will flow out of that.
In sport tonight, a near sellout crowd at the Energy Events Centre last night were left somewhat disappointed after the Silver Ferns lost to England. It was their sixth straight loss, going down 42-38. The Silver Ferns really struggled to convert their chances, shooting at just over 60%. However, the Silver Ferns have a chance at redemption when they play England again on Friday in the final of the two-match series. And the Chiefs have named 38 players in their squad for the 2015 Investec Super Rugby season. Coach Dave Rennie says the squad has players high in character with impact, depth and versatility. Coach Rennie says they're also excited at the return of Sonny Bill Williams, who is expected will attract great interest alongside his fellow All Blacks, Brodie Retallick, Liam Messam, Aaron Cruden and Sam Cane. For a full rundown of the 2000 Investor team, visit chiefs.co.nz. To your weather update now. Tonight, showers with westerly gusts up to 110 kilometres per hour and an overnight low of 8. Tomorrow, Thursday, fine spells with the chance of morning showers, westerlies easing, a high of 16 and a low of 9. And the outlook for Friday, fine spells with the chance of showers, westerlies, a high of 17 and a low of 8. In the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, westerly rising up to 30 knots, gusting to 45 knots in the morning and then easing to 25 knots, gusting to 30 knots in the afternoon and to 15 knots in the evening, with waves 1 metre easing to about half a metre in the evening, with fair visibility in morning showers and then becoming fine. Still to come in tonight's show, we find out about the Central Bay Softball Open Day on this Saturday at Puketewhero Park. We're at the Rotorua Tennis Club to talk about the new season, as well as catch up with local tennis legend Ruia Morrison, and we talk with yarn bomber Annette Sykes about the disappearance of some of the woolly creations from around town.
Down here at the Puketewhero rugby fields with the organiser Leanne Mullins, who is a part of Central Bay Softball. She's going to let us know about Give It a Go Day. Leanne, Give It a Go Day, what's this day about?
It's about inviting families from Rotorua and the surrounding areas to come along and have a go.
Okay, so as it says, just come down and have a go. And what age group is this aimed towards?
We're setting up on the day under 6 table for your little E's from 3-year-olds, under 8 table, under 10s, junior softball and senior softball.
And how have things been going so far?
The response is amazing. The word's getting around.
How many teams in Rotorua?
We're probably getting up to about 15.
Oh, okay.
From seniors to juniors down to table.
And I hear through the grapevine that you've actually also been contacted by Taupo. What's happening, Leanne? What's happening?
Oh, they're all coming along next Saturday, the 1st of November, to have a go. And for the adults, we're going to have a slow pitch competition.
Oh, okay.
Where you have mixed teams playing and you slow pitch the ball to the batter, which is a whole lot of fun.
So who's all going to be down there on the day and who do you hope will turn up?
We've asked MPs. We have the Mayor opening at 10 a.m. We Softball New Zealand CEO Tony Giles is going to be here. We've got sponsors coming, all here to promote the day.
And so let's have a bit of a rundown. What time does it start and what time does it go through and what are we going to do?
We start at 10 a.m. We're going to have a sausage sizzle, come down, bring the family, have a go, sign up right then and there.
Okay.
We've changed our fee structure, which is T-ball is $5 per child to play for the whole season. Junior softball is $10 and for adults it's $20 per player.
Really? That's very reasonable.
Yes.
Okay. And so that's your fees, and you then go out and you got to get all your bits and pieces. What are you likely to have to buy if you become a player?
You need to buy a glove and have suitable running gear.
Okay.
And as if you're in older grades, you have your own softball bat, your own gear basically.
Yeah.
But for the littlies, they have little tiny gloves, and that's all they need.
How do we find out more information if we're not able to make it down to the open day?
Join us on our Facebook page, Central Bay Softball. Also, we've got our own website, www.sportsground.co.nz, type in Central Bay softball.
And it's not too late to join a team then?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. How many teams have we got left that have spaces open?
Quite a few from all different age groups, so we just keep filling the teams up.
Okay.
And we're going to start, we've got senior teams that are training already, and we want to get the little leagues and the junior softball training.
Okay. All right, so what's that day again?
Saturday, 1st of November, starting at 10 a.m, have a go day.
Have it, Rotorua. If you haven't joined a softball team yet, there's still opportunity for you to do that. They're having a Give It a Go day down here at Puketawhirewa Park on the 1st of November. It's free and it's for all ages. Anyone can come down and, like it says, give it a go.
Okay, Jeff, really appreciate your time, and I guess it's a typical day today of the club. The season is well underway. So are you looking forward to, as the president, looking forward to a full season of activity across the board, really?
Yeah, I think we've just had our junior program that started off at the beginning of October with junior coaching. Soon there'll be junior interclub. We've been able to accommodate that a bit by shifting some of our junior tennis club day from the Saturday through to a Friday afternoon, so that the junior interclub can take place on Saturday without interrupting the program. So, yep, and the senior interclub's been underway for several weeks as far as the premier grades are concerned, who are playing now, and the Friday night interclub is kicked off at the beginning of October as well. So yeah, we've got a few teams sort of competing within the Bay against Western Bay teams and local teams, and as far as the premier grade is concerned, in the Waikato region or Waikato Bays region. So yeah, things are pretty active at the moment.
Sure.
Well, it's a good start as far as our premier teams are concerned. Up until today, they're, if not at the top, our men's and women's are near the top. So, but then today's another day. I don't know what's going to happen after today's.
Sure. I noticed too, which is probably something that you as a club want to do more, you've got even behind us here with the Premier games that are underway, there's a really good mixture of youngsters and more experienced players.
Yeah, well, for a club to sort of be able to carry on providing good quality tennis players in the interclub competitions, you really do need to sort of make sure that you invest some time and effort in your younger players, because at the end of the day, our young players are the future of tennis, especially as far as the Rotorua Tennis Club is concerned. And it's something that my wife, who's sort of managed the Premier team, has looked at constantly as far as looking at good up-and-coming players are concerned and nurturing them through the various levels of Premier tennis. And Dana Gray is a good example. She's now playing over in the States. She started off with the Premiers as a 13, 14-year-old in the lower order and worked her way up to the top order. She left there as our number one and a very, very good tennis player, which got her a scholarship in the States. So.
We're going to talk in that regard, we're going to talk to someone a little bit later on who's been around for a lot of years, but as a resident here in Rotorua, Ria Morrison, looking forward to talking to her about changes she's seen over the years. But how important is it for a club like this to start them young? It's like any sport, really, I guess. All the Roger Federers and Wozniackis, they all had to start somewhere, didn't they?
It's very important. We provide a junior program which, as part of the membership, pays for some coaching. We don't have the financial ability to pay for all the coaching that's necessary, but we hope it's a kickstart for people who want to pursue tennis. that they come here, but unfortunately for tennis, there is a financial investment required if you really do want to go further up the ranks as far as high performance is concerned.
Kia ora, Ruia. Thank you for joining us today. It's a typical day for the club to be out and about, but they were really pleased to see you arrive, and so was I. We were talking to Jeff a moment ago about the idea of reviving the tennis among Maori and Maori clubs. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's marvellous. When they text me to say what was going on today and tomorrow, I was just over the moon. Most of the time I haven't been able to be available to come up and see more tennis because I've got my own personal life to lead and it's jam-packed. So I'm really got the space today to come down, and then hopefully tomorrow I've got a kapa haka practice which I must not fail to go to because I need the practice there just like I needed it for tennis.
So tell me about why you think it's a good idea to revive the whole idea.
Well, I think it has been. I think professionalism has done a lot of damage in terms of for club tennis, ordinary, just tennis for the love of tennis, because it's unaffordable for the person, for people who cannot afford to maintain the talent they have because of the financial hardship. Now, this is to get it revived will mean to everybody seems to have gone into their shells except if they're really passionate about it. But we need people who make the core group of playing tennis for the love of playing tennis, and that has dropped off, I think. Since professionalism, only people who are quite talented anyway go to tournaments and go to club practices, but not the majority. So it's lovely to see today, especially for me, to see the peepees coming through, the young ones coming through with their mothers and fathers too.
It raises a good question, Ruia. Also, how important is it, let alone the competitive side, but how important is it that we start them young?
Tennis, not because I've played tennis, but having been a tennis player right from 7 years old to now 78, nothing's changed in the kaupapa related to tennis. It is generational. It is generational. And you can go anywhere in the world if you're a tennis player, and you're welcome. You don't have to be a Roger Federer or a Sharapova or any of the top players. You get the same accordance no matter what level you're at. You know, it's just family orientated, and that has been missing since professionalism.
Well, we're here at Rotorua Library, and at the moment it's very, very colourful because there's a lot of things going on here called yarn bombing. Now, until a couple of days ago, I'd sort of heard the phrase but really didn't know what it was all about. But when I see this now, courtesy of Annette Bates and the girls here, I now understand to some degree. But let's talk about yarn bombing. Thank you for joining us, by the way. This is very, very, very colourful, and it's to do with tulips in this case, but we'll get into that at the moment. But please tell me, what do we mean by yarn bombing, and where did that come from?
Well, yarn bombing is very popular in the Northern Hemisphere. It started off in America. It's a form of knitting graffiti, or yarn bombing. Yeah. So basically it's bombing something, so just instantly something is covered in knitting and crochet.
And really,
making
when
something colourful.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you're talking about bombing it with ultra colour stuff.
Yes, and it's yarn.
What about here from Rotorua's point of view? And obviously you're a key part of it, you're coordinating this particular project. So how did it start for Rotorua?
Well, it all started at the Arts Village.
On the tree?
On the tree. A long time before that, about 2 or 3 years ago, we discussed what we could do to bring attention to the Arts Village, and many ideas were put forward. So I had one idea which was similar to what we ended up doing, and then one of the trust members had been overseas. She'd seen a yarn bomb tree. She came back with this fabulous idea, and then Tanya Short, the manager at the time, she applied and got funding from the Geyser Community Foundation, and they provided funding for us to do the yarn bomb tree, which everybody I think has seen now.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history,
as
exactly.
They say, to coin a phrase. But obviously what we're seeing here, I mean, I'm looking at a little ladybird, I'm looking at colourful flowers and so on. You mentioned before we went to air about the whole idea of celebrating the tulip. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, the Tulip Fest was contrived, shall we say, by Mike Steiner, Interiors. He wanted to save our tulips. They were talking about shelving the idea. It was, as it's quite costly for the council to replant 40,000 tulips every year.
But still very much part of Rotorua.
Yes, it is, absolutely. And they wanted to celebrate, he wanted to celebrate it. So we decided we'd have a Tulip Fest, and they invited me in to coordinate a Tulip Fest yarn bomb. So that's what these are. And once again, we got funding. It wasn't council funds, it was funding from the Energy Charitable Trust, and they funded our tulip walls, Tulip Fest yarn bomb walls, we call them. And we've got 3 of these. One is hanging up on the old Westpac Bank building in the City Focus. Have you seen that?
Not yet.
It's a bit different to this. It's not so much knitting. It's more, there's actually weed matting in the making of that, so that better for outside.
So what I'm looking at, and you know, I plead ignorance really, but what I'm looking at, it looks like almost a mixture between knitting and crochet. Is that a fair description of it? Because there's a lot of craft going on.
Yep. We also had this fabric here, which is a boiled wool donated by Moreland Fabrics, and she's been very generous in supporting our projects over this last year, and so we intersperse those with the knitted and crocheted squares that people handed in, and lots of people, it would be more than 20 probably people that have contributed to this, way more. Some people just love working from home, just at night, you know, crochet, knitting, whatever, and I just tell them what we need and away they go, and I give them some yarn, whatever.
Listen, appreciate what you and the ladies are doing here. It's fabulous. It's very, very colourful, as the viewers can see, and obviously, as we said, the rest is history, and you're making a bit more history here, so keep up the good work, and thank you for your time.
Have you also seen the bollards in the City Focus, which some of them have gone missing? Did you see about that?
No.
I know, I meant to do that. We did some bollards. We covered some bollards as a gift to the people of Rotorua, and we had leftover yarn from the yarn bomb tree, and we covered the bollards, a bit like this one here, and unfortunately 3 of them have disappeared, been stolen. So we're looking for those too, hopefully.
Well, I guess it's nice to have people appreciate it, but not in their own home.
Yes, yeah. I'm not sure what they're doing with them, these people that have stolen them. We've had 3 stolen. One was very significant. It had Rotorua yarn bomb on it, similar to this. And the lady who made it, who's not here at the moment, she went to a lot of trouble to source the patterns and so forth. So we'd really like to recover those.
That was Yarn Bomber Annette Bates talking with Wayne Douglas. If you'd like to contact the show, email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. From the team at City News, Pomaria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.